Hey, what's up, guys? What's up? What's going on, Noble Truckers? I'm back at y'all with another video. You know, your boy Rookie OTR Trucker, man. I know it's kind of hard for y'all to hear me, but you know, I'm just kind of excited to be back with my trucking family, man, with my viewers. You know, y'all know I like to give it to y'all from the trenches, from the gutter, blood raw. You know what I'm saying? I'm here at Walmart Distribution Center in Missouri. I forgot the name of the town, but I'll let you guys know when I get back in the truck. I got it written down on my paper. But what's going on? How y'all been, man? Hope y'all staying safe. As for myself, I'm just, you know, the usual. Driving and maintaining, staying to myself, staying distant, you know, quarantining the best I can, you know. And this video is about backing into your door. I was here yesterday, not even 24 hours ago. And as you guys may know, at most Walmarts, or I think all of them, they make you slide your tandems all the way to the back, drop the trailer. What I mean by drop the trailer is, you know, disconnect from the, drop your landing gear, set your landing gear down, and disconnect from the, and pull out, you know, uncouple. Anyway, they got me going into door 233. Right behind me is 232. That's 233. So I gotta wait for someone to pull out. And my point in making this video is, I wanted to share with you guys my experience with backing. Okay, as you guys may know, you get practice in a CDL school or with your company. They give you some training or whatever. Let me turn off these four-way flashers. No, that's not a good idea. I need to leave those on. But as you guys may know, they give you practice with backing. So, in my opinion, not enough. You can never get enough. You can never get enough experience or practice with backing. Because think about it, guys. You drive this truck thousands and tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of miles going straight forward. You only get to back every now and then, maybe every other day, unless you have a local job, which your only job is to back the trailer up in tight spots. But for OTR trucker, you very seldom get to practice your backing. You know, they tell you to not to back unless you absolutely have to. And I guess I have to agree with that. But me, myself personally, this was so discouraging and challenging for me at first. I wanted to quit, but I noticed the more you do something, you know, the more comfortable you get with doing it. You know, they say practice makes perfect, but that's not true. Perfect practice makes perfect. And in these trucking schools, these CDL schools and orientation, they have you in a big parking lot, and you have space all around you. And in a perfect world, that'll be the case. But in a real life scenario, that won't be true. As you guys can see, there are light poles everywhere. There are parking stumps. There are people, forklifts, other trucks with trailers. Then you have just trailers. So I want y'all to walk through this with me. They teach you in school to assess the situation. Before you get into something, think about it. Take your time and think, guys. Okay, what hazards or obstacles must I overcome when I'm about to back into this space? You know, and you got to account for what's on either side of you, front, back, above you, underneath you, you know, for clearance purposes, and all around. So we can get so caught up on backing the trailer, you may get stuck in either mirror, or sticking your head out the window to watch your trailer, you may forget to see what's right here in front of you. You might hit your mirror or your hood or something, you know? And the same goes for the passenger side. So you guys have to take into account what's all around you. And these guys, these other truckers pulling into these stops, they can be very impatient. So, you know, they'll try and breeze right by you, even if you're not all the way set up. Like, it's crazy. So just make sure you take your time, guys. And okay, see, for example, the space that I'm going to is two spaces ahead of where I am right now. And in my experience, I've learned to stop before I get where I'm going. Stop relatively far away from where I'm going. Park the truck, pull the brakes, set my four-way flashers, get out and walk to see, you know, walk the distance to see where I'm going, and if I got the, you know, if I have the space or not, what's in front of me, what to expect when I get there. Because if I get there and it, you know, the situation is looking a little tight, it's looking a little fishy, now I have to back up and reassess the situation, you know. So I like to know what I'm getting into before I get there. Does that make sense? So I can know how I have to come in at an angle or not. Because I don't know if you guys can see behind. Okay, those are two trailers without the trucks attached to them. Excuse me, guys. The very next space is a truck attached to a trailer. So in a perfect world, in trucking school, they're having you pull, you know, straight. They teach you how to do your setup with your tractor and trailer perfectly straight. In most cases, guys, you'll never get to, you know, set that up with the tractor perfectly straight and the trailer perfectly straight, you know. So you gotta make use with what you have, with what you have. So now look at this guy. I'm about to back into you see where this red truck is? He's in my door right now. He just finished and he's about to pull out. Okay? Well, he was about to pull out until this guy came and parked his truck right there with no regards for anyone else. Hey, he about to try to pull out, bro, and I need to get in that door. So, you know, look at these other trucks just breezing by with like, so that's what I want to tell you guys. Whatever you learned in school or orientation with your company is going to get much more real life than what you were taught, you know, and you got to go into every situation differently. And the biggest thing I can say, guys, is take your time. Take your time and think. Take your time and think. Alright, guys. That concludes my video. Ricky OTR Trucker. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I love y'all. Be safe. You know, safety first, man. And y'all take care of yourselves and y'all families. What's up, guys? I gotta hurry up and make this video quick because I got other truckers trying to get into their spot and I'm kind of in their way, but they can wait another 30 seconds. But I just got out of my truck and I'm pretty much into my space, guys. But y'all can see I'm probably about 10 feet away from the door. I like to get out, you know, walk back here and assess the situation. You know, look at the trailer and see how far I am on either side, and you know, try to make sure I'm going back in a straight line towards the door, you know. And in the perfect world, you have the same amount of space on that side between the line and the tires, and the same over here. You know, with however many, with 2 inches on each side. In the perfect world, you have the same amount of space on each side, but this isn't a perfect world. I'm not perfect, we're not perfect. So as long as you get the trailer back into the dock perfectly, well, not perfectly, but you know, good enough, then you'll be good. This guy's looking at me crazy. Okay guys, so I'm back into the door. I'm about to get out and go check that I am, you know, they have those rubber pads, and you have to, you have rubber pads on the docks, on the dock plates, and then your trailer has rubber pads, and they both have to match up perfectly even, because there's been plenty of times where I have backed into the door, and I'm looking in my mirror, and my trailer is perfectly straight within the line. You know, the trailer itself is flush with the entrance of the warehouse door. You know, they slide the door up, and that's how they access your trailer. They can walk straight through. They put the dock plate down, they put that little ramp down, and that's how they walk in and out, or put the forklift in and out. And I was off by probably a few centimeters on either side. On one side, and I was in Indiana somewhere, and they kept calling me like, hey, you need to move up and adjust. And you know, they make you slide your tandems all the way back, so it's harder to maneuver with your tandem slid all the way back, guys. It really is. So I was literally fighting for like an hour. I was already backed into the door, but I had to pull up and adjust just a few centimeters, and I had to pull forward to the right. And by me doing that, I had to back up. You know, after I pulled up and to the right, I had to back up straight. But I still had to do steering wheel movements. More movement with the steering wheel than you would if the tandems were slid up. So it makes it harder to back with the tandem slid all the way back. I back it into the door, I'll think I'm straight. And then they'll call me again and say, hey, you're not in there straight, perfectly straight. Maneuver to the left a little bit, move back to the right, and it was so frustrating, guys. So frustrating. So give me a second. What I like to do, I like to back all the way into the dock. Okay, see, I like to back all the way into the dock, into my space, and then I'll slide my tandems. As you can see, my tandems are not slid all the way back. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is the bump pad I was talking about. Okay, and this is perfectly flush on both sides. This is like only my second or third time ever doing that. So, and I haven't slid my tandems back, guys, but the warehouse workers, I can already hear them coming from inside the warehouse into my truck. I can hear them. I can feel the movement of the forklift, and sometimes they won't come out and enforce the fact that you aren't slid all the way back, like, you know? So what I have to do now is drop my trailer and disconnect.